Hello, everyone. This is spiritual teacher and intuitive healer Matthew John here. Thank you for joining me. And today I want to discuss the lunar nodes in astrology, what they mean in your birth chart, what the current lunar nodes mean right now for the collective. And we're especially going to focus on the North Node in this video and how you can understand your soul's purpose and your purpose in this lifetime from the context of the North Node. So what are the lunar nodes? Well, from Wikipedia, the lunar nodes are the 2 points where the moon's orbital path intersects with the ecliptic, which is the sun's apparent yearly path on the celestial sphere. So basically the 2 points where the path of the moon as it appears around the earth intersects with the path of the sun, or the ecliptic as it appears around the earth. The North Node and the South Node. The North Node, from an astrological standpoint, represents your soul's journey forward into the future, where you're going. And the South Node represents where you came from, okay, your soul's past. So you can have any of the 12 signs as a lunar node, and lunar nodes are grouped into about 18-month periods. So everyone being born now is a Taurus North Node and a Scorpio South Node. So they all have a similar soul trajectory as far as their soul lessons. So the people that were born around you in the same time period have similar soul lessons. Okay, it's pretty cool. So first of all, if you want to find out your North Node, go to any astrology natal chart generator. I usually use Cafe Astrology. But there's a lot of them out there on the internet, and you can find it that way. It's very easy. So I'm going to go over each of the 12 North Nodes, and also I'll talk about the South Node meaning as well. Okay, so let's start out with Aries at the beginning of the astrological wheel. Aries North Node, which is mine. I am an Aries North Node. Aries North Nodes have a Libra South Node. It means that you came from being very codependent. You came from relying on others, partners, parents to make decisions for you. You came from being very indecisive. You came from, in past lives and in childhood, your kind of natural set point is letting others do things for you and kind of wanting to fit into a group, but especially kind of over relying on parents or over relying on a partner. Two, in your future in this lifetime, Aries, which is fierce independence, becoming your own person, becoming very unique, being a leader. Okay. And my soul doubled down on it because not only am I an Aries North Node, actually tripled down because I'm an Aries North Node, a Leo rising, and Leo's a fire sign that is super independent as well, much like Aries. All the fire signs are very independent. And in numerology, I'm a life path 1, which is a born leader. So obviously I was meant to be an entrepreneur, a group leader, a speaker, etc., which I very much am. I'm extremely extroverted and I'm a fantastic leader, and I always struggle. So how this manifests in my life was I always got in trouble in school because I was too loud, too outspoken, wouldn't follow the crowd. I always wanted to be different than the crowd. Like, I went out of my way to separate from the crowd. I went out of my way to always make myself the center of attention, always the center of attention at parties, always wanting attention on me and not wanting to integrate with groups, because that's where I came from, because I came from other lifetimes of being over reliant on others. And I definitely, for much of my life, was over reliant on my mother. And there were also times in my life when I got indecisive and I would literally like walk around in circles. Like, this is not even exaggeration. It's like pace around for days trying to make decisions, and do every possible tarot reading and pendulum and trying to talk to my guides and asking others and asking my mom and like all these things to try to make decisions. So, and that's a sign of Libra, is having trouble making decisions. So that's popped up. That's how my South Node is kind of manifested in my life, is over reliance on my mom, some ways emotionally, and also indecisiveness. But the other side is that when I'm in my North Node, which I'm in most of the time, I'm very decisive. I'm very quick acting. I tend to make very good decisions. I make very logical decisions, and I'm a fantastic leader. And so I've done a good job stepping into my Aries North Node. And the rest of my incarnation here on Earth. I'm sure I'll be leading groups. Okay. So if you're an Aries North Node, comment below. Tell me what your experience has been. Okay, let's go to the next stop on the zodiac wheel, which is Taurus North Node, which is where we are right now as a planet. So let's briefly talk about that. As a planet, as a collective, with North Node Taurus and the South Node Scorpio, one of the things that Taurus is in charge of is money, finances. That's why, first of all, Taurus is ruled by Venus, and Venus is in charge of money. One of the planets that's in charge of money. If you think about Wall Street, there's a bull on Wall Street, right? The bull market bulls, that's Taurus. On the planet during this Taurus Scorpio lunar nodes, and the eclipses happen on the lunar nodes. So we're in a series of Taurus and Scorpio eclipses. We are seeing the emphasis on the financial landscape of the planet, on economics. And we've seen that already start to play out as we moved into that Taurus Scorpio lunar node configuration, kind of at the beginning of the year, which we're already seeing a recession here in the United States, and also recessions in a lot of countries around the world. And it certainly could get worse. It's very possible that we could have an even further economic downturn, and there could be even things like a lot of trade issues. One real world example is the war in Ukraine. And the fact that, the US and the West has stopped buying oil from Russia, and how that's driven up gas prices and made production of certain items more difficult, and it has accelerated inflation. So all these are of the theme of this Taurus Scorpio lunar nodes, Taurus being focused on money. So for those of you that are Taurus North nodes, okay, all my lovely Taurus North nodes that I do readings for, money's a big part of their life. Money's a big part of what their soul came here to do. They came here to learn to be financially abundant. Where the South Node Scorpio, okay, maybe the family they came from, or maybe how they were in early childhood. Who thinks about money in childhood anyways? But in past lives, especially when you're in that more Scorpio vibration, you might have had much less emphasis on materialism and a lot of emphasis on spirituality. Okay, you may have come from a past life, for example, of being like a monk or being a nun, where you didn't even need money because the convent or the monastery took care of everything, right? Or kind of a vagabond, just roaming around and smoking hashish and meditating and just getting money when you needed it, and that was about it. And then in this lifetime, you come into being a Taurus North Node, is now you're going to really have a focus on finances. And so maybe your soul might have had you born into a very poor family, or a family that had some sort of difficult beliefs about finances, right? By the way, if you are a Taurus North Node and you would like to improve your financial abundance, you should join my upcoming webinar masterclass called Activating Your Maximum Financial Abundance, and the link is below to sign up for that. Okay, as a Scorpio South Node, also you could tend to be paranoid that people are out to get you. It's kind of I'm a Scorpio, I know, like literally every Scorpio that I know as well, we're all like this. We're kind of paranoid people sometimes. We have trouble trusting others. It's a very Scorpio thing. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. If you're a Scorpio, you know, right? But coming from a Scorpio South Node, you kind of may have to overcome that. You may have to overcome distrust of others, and you may have to learn how to get grounded, because Scorpio is very spiritual and Taurus is very earthy. It's a fixed earth sign. Okay. So you have to learn how to get grounded in this lifetime. You have to learn to make the 3D world work for you, rather than just the spiritual or astral world up here, which is more Scorpio. And you also may have come from sexual obsession in past lives. And in this life, you may have to overcome sexual obsession and connect more with the natural world rather than sex. Okay. Also, Scorpio South Node, you may have messed around with magic, sometimes black magic in the lifetimes before this. And you may have to have some lessons around white and black magic in this lifetime. The last two won't necessarily apply for everyone, but since Scorpio has to do with sex, with the occult, with spirituality, with spirits and with magic, that, it's certainly quite possible. Okay, so let's move around the wheel to the mutable air sign that is the end of spring, which is Gemini. So if you are a north node in Gemini, that means your south node is in Sagittarius. That means you came from past lives where you traveled a lot, you moved around a lot, you were very athletic probably, and you come into this lifetime wanting to, as a soul, learn how to use your mind, learn how to speak, and learn how to really integrate with society. Okay, think about Geminis, like any Gemini sons, they tend to be the most sociable, social people. They can go to a party and they can really talk to anyone, right? And that's the direction that your soul is leading you towards: social integration and also mastering the mind. So you may have lessons about having an overactive mind and having to quell your mind. You may be called to write or speak or sing, things like that. And you also may become a multitasker, where Sagittarius, being the archer, is much more focused on a singular thing. Okay, Sagittarius is much better able to focus on things. Gemini is the sign that's everywhere at once. Like the old saying is that Geminis have 20 different personalities, and for a lot of them, it's kind of close to the truth. So as a Gemini North Node, you are probably going to learn how to do many things at once, okay? And the challenges will be in focusing enough to get things done and not being too everywhere once and not partying too much as well, because Gemini is the most sociable and social of the signs. Well, my Leo rising and my Leo friends out there might disagree. Leo and Gemini are the two. Okay, let's move around the zodiac wheel to the beginning of summer. North node in Cancer. So if you're Cancer North node, that means you're Capricorn South node. That means that you came from past lives of being very masculine-minded, goal-oriented, practical, wanting to build things and create things, very masculine energy, okay? And then in this lifetime, you're meant to master the feminine energies, mothering and nurturing. Whether you're a man, a woman, a transgender, whatever, you're meant to master nurturing. So being a parent is probably an important part of your soul's journey and your lessons in this lifetime. If not a parent to children, then a parent to animals, for example, or even a parent to plants, okay? Also learning to connect with your inner child. North node in Cancers very often might have a lot of childhood trauma, which becomes the impetus to heal that childhood trauma and then to become a good parent, or to somehow give back to children or animals, or vulnerable beings. So being a teacher, for example, can be or a babysitter can be, roles that you might play as a Cancer North node. So it's all about moving from that hardened masculine energy of Capricorn, which is the energy that, it's ruled by Saturn. It builds structures that last for a while, to Cancer, which is about emotions, ruled by the moon, emotions and nurturing, okay? So if you're Cancer North node, comment below, please. Tell us what your experience has been. Okay, let's move around to the fixed fire sign, the middle of summer, one of my favorite signs, Leo. As I said, I'm a Leo rising. So as a Leo North node, as you can guess, you are meant to learn how to be fun, to have fun, to be social, to be the center of attention, to have a high level of self-esteem. Leo is all about the ego. Okay, the experience of Leo is the ego, and Aquarius is the letting go of the ego, which is the south node, to integrate with others. So in past lifetimes, and maybe as a young kid, you may have, this is an Aquarius south node, really felt comfortable in groups and not really standing out from the crowd. But what your soul wants you to do in this lifetime as a Leo North node is to learn how to stand out. Learn how to be that center of attention. Learn how to be a bit more extroverted, be more flamboyant, be someone that draws attention to yourself, be individualistic. Leo is the individual, Aquarius is the group, okay? If you're a Leo North node, comment below. Okay, now to the mutable earth sign of Virgo. If you are a Virgo North node, you are here to accomplish things very practically, okay? You're meant to move from the airy-fairy, artsy, spiritual world, which you probably occupied very well in the last couple lifetimes. Maybe as a child, you were kind of a daydreamer and kind of up in the clouds. You're meant to really come back down to earth, Virgo being that earth sign, and to be very goal-oriented and practical and produce things in society in this lifetime. Okay, so and Virgo is one of my favorite signs as well. I'm a Virgo moon. Virgo is all about details and practicality. A lot of Virgo North Nodes, you could be something like an accountant, or you could be a professor, or something that requires a lot of protocol and planning, okay? As a Pisces South Node, you might have a tendency to try to escape. You might have problems with addiction, because when you are not in your North Node, you're not in that higher aspect that you're meant to be, you might kind of escape. Pisces is a wonderful sign. My mom's a Pisces, but one of the darker aspects of Pisces is escapism. And a lot of Pisces aspects escape into drugs or alcohol or any addiction. Usually it's drugs or alcohol. Scorpio would more be sex addiction. Something like a Capricorn or Virgo might be like a workaholic addiction. But so escapism, so you got to watch out for that. If you're a Virgo North Node, comment below. Tell us your experience. Okay, and now we've gotten halfway through the wheel. So now to the ruler of the 7th house and the cardinal air sign that begins autumn, which is Libra. So if you're a Libra North Node and an Aries South Node, so that's the opposite of me, that means you came from lifetimes of being fiercely individualistic. You may have even kind of been a problem child in this lifetime. You may have really acted out a lot, because that's kind of you came from being very individualistic and very, very egocentric, but also a great leader. So in this lifetime, as a Libra North Node, you're meant to learn partnership. You're meant to learn how to integrate with people. You're meant to learn how to integrate, especially with a romantic partner, like a kind of a divine union, but also working with groups in work, in your career. So you're meant to learn to put aside your ego, to put aside having to do things your way, and to be able to integrate with others in small groups. A little bit different than North Node in Aquarius, which is about integrating with larger groups, okay? So if you are a Libra North Node, comment below. Tell us your experience. Okay, ruler of the 8th house, my favorite sign, Scorpio. Yes, if you're a Scorpio North Node, which is the opposite of where the lunar nodes are now, that means you're Taurus South Node. That means you came from lifetimes of being very materialistic, all right? And in this lifetime, you are meant to dive as deep as you can into the spiritual world, into the astral world, okay? Think spirits and the paranormal, okay? And also sex. The Scorpio North Node, you're probably meant to explore your sexuality a lot, in a lot of different ways. Scorpio North Nodes may have even struggled or may struggle with sexual identity and wanting to explore things like homosexuality or bisexuality or group sexuality, things like that. Even things like transgenderism. So the occult, the spiritual world, the astral world becomes much more important than the material world. So for Scorpio North Nodes, having money is usually not that important, although some Scorpio North Nodes will kind of tend to become sex obsessed, and especially if they're men, want to have a lot of money so they can attract women. But other than that, it's a very non-material sign. It's a very spiritual sign. Also, Scorpio North Nodes tend to be extremely creative, okay? Beethoven was a Scorpio North Node. Louis Armstrong was a Scorpio North Node. So as a Sagittarius North Node, that means you're a Gemini South Node. So that means you came from lifetimes of being really obsessed with social hierarchy and how you stood in the world, and being in the cities, being involved in culture, being involved in society. And in this lifetime, you're meant to be an explorer, a vagabond. So as a Sagittarius North Node, you're meant to move around the planet a lot. You're meant to change your locations and climates and geographies a lot, okay? Also, you're meant to be very athletic usually, all right? Thing about Sagittarius being the centaur, being the archer, very strong, very physically strong. Where Gemini is about the mind, okay? Gemini people are not necessarily the strongest physically, it's about the mind. more than anything. Although a lot of Gemini people work out a lot to try to quiet the mind because it's so active. But Sagittarius North Node is about, it's about the physical body, and it's about travel and exploration. It's also about philosophy. As a Sagittarius North Node, you're meant to be a philosopher and look at things on a grand scale. Okay, you might read a lot. Gemini North Node might write and speak a lot. Sagittarius North Node would read a lot. Okay, now to the cardinal earth sign of Capricorn, which begins winter in the northern hemisphere. Capricorn North Node meaning Cancer South Node. So you came from very feminine lifetimes, being a mother or being a parent, being focused on being a parent, focusing on being domestic. And in this lifetime, you are meant to become very masculine, whether you're a man, woman, transgender, whatever. You're meant to really amplify your masculine energy and become a builder. You're supposed, so Capricorn North Node, like Taurus North Node, a lot of times finances are part of it. You're meant to build a certain amount of wealth in order to build structures that will last for generations to come. Capricorn North Node is a type of aspect that would really care about leaving inheritances, for example, to the next generation. So building structures, also, on a macro scale, building societal structures and infrastructure that can really benefit future generations. So Capricorn is a wonderful sign. It's all about building, but it's disconnected emotionally. Cancer, which is the South Node, is extremely emotional. It's feminine, it's nurturing, it's the moon. So as a Capricorn North Node, you may find yourself when you're in your South Node being actually oversensitive, too much in your emotions, and then that'll move you off of your goals. And then when you become a little bit more cold and masculine minded and goal oriented, and kind of route yourself around your emotional body, not too much though. You don't want to become too hard and masculine, and that can be one of the lessons of Capricorn North Node as well as Capricorn South Node, is becoming too overly shadow masculine, where you're avoiding your emotions, and then it's the prototypical archetype of the narcissistic male. You don't want to go there, but you want to not fall into pits of depression, for example, where you're just spinning a laundry cycle of negative emotions. As a Capricorn North Node, you want to make sure you're staying on your goals. So if you are a Capricorn North Node, let us know in the comments below. Tell us if you have been able to stick with your goals. Okay, now to the fixed air sign of Aquarius at the middle of winter. Okay, so Aquarius North Node is a Leo South Node. So you came from, in your past lifetimes, being the center of attention. You were the center of some universe, okay? Whether you were a king or a prince, or you were the best looking guy or gal in your high school, you were the king or queen of homecoming, or you were a sports star, or whatever, even just the most popular person in town for whatever reason. You were very individualistic, very ego-centered, very much this wanting to be the center of attention. In your Aquarius North Node lifetime, you're meant to be a nobody. And I don't mean that derogatorily. You're just meant to kind of be a no one. You're meant to integrate. You're meant to integrate with larger groups. Just become kind of a quieter piece, a quieter cog in the wheel of the greater society. And also be a change maker, but doing it not outwardly by getting up on a platform and speaking, getting up on your milk carton and speaking. For example, Aquarius North Node might want to really create social change through a petition, through going to different groups that have already been set up, or going to protest, for example. That would be how an Aquarius North Node would want to make change, while a Leo North Node would just get up on their soapbox. I said milk carton, whatever. Get up on their soapbox and make a speech about it, right? Make it a bit about them, or literally become a politician for a Leo North Node, right? And as a Leo South Node, you could have been a politician in a past lifetime. So in this lifetime, it's about integrating with society, integrating with larger groups, putting aside the ego and becoming a part of something greater. So Aquarius North Nodes are meant to join groups and be a part of groups, okay? And it's very healthy to be a part of groups, okay? If you're an Aquarius North Node, comment below. Let us know how that's manifested for you. And finally, last but not least, Pisces. Okay, the 12th house, the end of the zodiac wheel, the mutable water sign. Okay, Pisces is the most mutable of the mutable signs because it's water, and water is inherently mutable, right? So think about where you come from. Pisces North Node is a fun one because you come from a Virgo South Node. Virgo is so practical and goal-oriented and left-brained and very literal. And Pisces is interpretive. Pisces is artistic. My mom is a Pisces, and half the time she says something, I'm like, what? And then we both laugh because I'm a Virgo moon, and she's a Pisces sun and a Scorpio rising, and there's all this water, and my Earth Virgo moon is like, what? Like, because when I write or when I speak or when I outline things, I do it very practically, and I love math, and my mom hates math. But anyways, Pisces is it's the art sign. It's artsy, it's these paintings. That's the realm of Pisces. It's also the realm of intuition. It's ruled by Neptune. It's the realm of dreams. It's the realm of drugs, okay? Especially psychedelics, anything that gets you out of your normal consciousness is ruled by Pisces. So a lot of Pisces North Nodes are going to be black sheeps in their family. So they're going to be the ones that no one else understands, that no one else gets. They're the artsy ones. They're the unconventional ones. They're the goth kids in school, although that can be Scorpio North Node too. They're the goth kids or the real artsy kids or just the real unconventional kids. Pisces North Nodes could also be saddled with some sort of disability that makes them very different sometimes. And because of that, they become very artistic. That's a possibility, but they are going to be very different. A lot of people are going to look at them weirdly, all right, as a Pisces North Node. And some of the greatest artists are going to be born as a Pisces North Node. A great example of a famous person that's a Pisces North Node is Zach Galifianakis, Between Two Ferns. Like, he's so irreverent, and just the way he speaks is it's a little out there. It's just different, right? That's kind of a great example of a Pisces North Node, and that's where he's supposed to be. That's where his soul wants him to be. So if you're a Pisces North Node, cultivate the arts, okay? Any sort of art, and experiment with, drugs if you'd like to. As a Pisces North Node in this lifetime, you should probably experiment with things like ayahuasca and peyote, and, because you got to move out of that hardened, goal-oriented, kind of blinded, like horse blinders, Virgo consciousness that you were. Not that Virgo's bad, it's great. Like as a Virgo moon, I notice details, and I actually get really bothered by people that I ask to do work for me and they miss details or spell things wrong. I don't like that, but that's where you come from. And you come from that sort of Virgo consciousness. And in this lifetime, you're meant to just get out there and be artsy, connect with the astral world. The other thing is just straight up, like Pisces North Nodes very often become psychics and mediums as well. Okay. It's Pisces and Scorpio North Nodes very often become psychics and mediums. Okay. If you're a Pisces North Node, comment below. And just to clarify, I should have probably mentioned this at the beginning of the video, but it's my belief from the research I've done over the past decade plus is that your South Node is the general theme of your past three lifetimes. So the past three lives, kind of in the linear order of your soul's experience that you've been, that was your major theme. So as me as a Libra South Node, the last three lifetimes, I experienced similar themes of being really, not standing up for myself well, wanting people to make decisions for me, being kind of stuck in, places where I needed people to take care of me. And then after that three, boom, now I believe I'm probably in a cycle of the first of three lifetimes where I'm in that Aries conscious and I'm meant to lead. Now, it is very possible that for those of us that are ascending, into the fifth dimension or the fourth density in this lifetime, and I hope I am. I'm trying. I've got a long way to go, but I'm trying. That could change. It is possible that we may decide to go somewhere else, or we may decide that we wanted to master this certain frequency part of the zodiac wheel in our ascension lifetime. Then when we come back as kind of a bodhisattva consciousness, if we do that, we could potentially choose a different part of the zodiac wheel for the North Lunar Node. I'm not sure about that. But anyways, other than that caveat, I believe it's the last 3 lifetimes. And if you're something weird like an alien hybrid, then you've never been here before, or you're one of the rare star seeds that this is your only lifetime, well, then I guess those would also be exceptions to the rule. Okay, everyone. So I hope you enjoyed our discussion on the lunar nodes, and please subscribe and like the video if you haven't already, and please comment below with your lunar node and what your experience has been, and also if you found this helpful. And also, I am still enrolling people for my very popular spiritual mentoring program. If you haven't done my spiritual mentoring program yet, it's fantastic. I know people in the comment section, some people have done it. You get so much. So package A, you get 4 90-minute plus private sessions total with me, including an extended soul plan reading. I'm going to look into your life plan, your soul lessons for this lifetime. We will look at your north node, your south node, but a lot of other stuff too. I do look at the natal chart, so I'm also going to look at things like the midheaven and where your Saturn is and your part of fortune, and which planets are in which houses. I'm going to look at a lot of different stuff, and I'm also going to look into specific past lives, specific soul contracts, and specific future timelines that could manifest for you. You get an angel energy healing, an aura cleansing session with a soul retrieval, inner child healing, and an unhealthy attachments purging ceremony. It's a mouthful. It is a long 1 hour and 15-minute session. And during the energy healing part, we're actually working with a team of energy healer angels to clear out your chakras of any negative energies, clear any negative cords out of your chakras, and then to transmit new energy into each of your chakras to help those chakras grow to their optimal point. And I've had such amazing success, especially over the past 6 months with the angel energy healing sessions. People having huge physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual healings that last for a while, if not permanently. These sessions are awesome. We also cleanse your aura of anything you don't want there, discarded entities, implants, etc. Third session, do a medical intuitive nutrition reading. I'm a very skilled medical intuitive. I'm going to look inside your body, look at your organs, look at your blood, look at everything that's going on, look at things like heavy metals, bacteria, viruses, etc. Give you a glimpse into not only what's up with your health now, what you need to look out for in the future, which organs you really need to look after, and what the metaphysical causes are of any physical issues that you're experiencing, and also put together a protocol for you as far as supplements and diet and sometimes homeopathy to help with your healing. And I'm going to give you everything written out into protocols, and I'm also going to do a chakra scan for you. The fourth session, we do the starseed discovery session. If you're a starseed, you're going to get to find out where you're from. I'm going to get psychically look into your history as a soul. And I'm going to kind of give you almost like a family tree. Okay, your soul came from here, then went here, and then fractalized and went here. And the best part is you get to take an astral journey to your home planet or place of origin. And people have wonderful experiences. They cry. They tell me, oh my God, I've never felt more home than I am now. Can I stay? Don't bring me back. I just want to stay. Meeting your galactic family, your galactic guides, it's a wonderful experience. I call it like a bucket list experience. You also get unlimited email support between calls and a couple of bonus webinars, putting the past in the past, mastering your intuition, spiritual hygiene, cord cutting, grounding 101, and guided meditation to meet your spirit guides and activate psychic gifts, and a bonus developing the skills of discernment and intuition. You also get a discount on my tarot course if you'd like to do that as well. And also, if you happen to be in New Zealand, you get a 30% discount, 25% discount if you're in Australia, and 20% discount if you're in Canada. And I also offer 2 payment options as well. There's also upper tier packages. Package B has everything in package A, plus a 2-hour past life regression. If you want to actually travel into your past lives and see yourself in the shoes of other people you've been in other lifetimes, it's really, really cool. And I'll take you to the space between lives, and I'll help you interpret what the lifetimes you just experienced meant, how they apply to your current lifetime, what souls were there in those other lifetimes are also there with you in your current lifetime. And package C is awesome. You get everything, all those 5 sessions plus a 6th session, a future self progression session. This is an astral journey into your future on your highest possible timeline in this lifetime. And you also get all of these webinars: a deeper level of forgiveness, awakening divine masculine, navigating the dark night of the soul, dissolving the ego, how to move on completely from your ex, the human energy field 101, powerful visualization techniques for ascension, change your reality by changing your words, all but angels, archangels, ascended masters, emotional freedom technique to heal the 7 main chakras, healing with colors, and intro to candle and moon magic. And you also get a healing transmission called I Love You Regardless. So it's over 33 hours of course content to do on your own, on the side. And the courses are optional to do, but they are recommended. I also have package D options for people who want to do more long-term mentoring and coaching with me. You get 10, 15, or 20 sessions in total. Please note that D3, you get a lifetime 25% off in-person retreats, including the 2023 Lionsgate retreat that I just announced for you and for any family members, okay? So you can check out all the options. Go to my website, youaredivinehuman.org, okay? And then click on the, scroll your mouse over the private sessions tab, click on spiritual mentoring packages. If you want to contact me, you see the little pop-up in the corner, type in your question there and your email address, or you can go to more and click on contact me. All right, you can contact me here. You can check out my astrology articles, my look, I got all this stuff, astrology articles with the podcast, videos, okay? All sorts of videos here. All right, shows, all these different shows I've done over the past couple of years. All right, there's so much free content on my website as well. And if you want to book a la carte sessions, you can read the descriptions and book a la carte sessions. Just click book now. Okay. FYI, my prices will be going up soon. They will be going up before the end of the summer due to increased demand and the fact that I am switching over to doing more group work than more individual work. If you're interested in the spiritual mentoring program or you're interested in any of the, a la carte sessions, my advice would be to purchase now. Get yourself scheduled for October or November and, lock in the price. Okay. Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned a lot. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. Also, please subscribe to the Higher Self channel. And also check out my links in the description box below to subscribe to my podcast on Spotify. All right, everyone. Until next time, please remember to be kind to yourself, to be kind to others, to be kind to animals, and be kind to the earth. With love, this is Matthew John.